Yes.
All right. So what approach we follow over here to cover this course? Okay. In this week, I try to cover the Python plus some library. Okay. You will get the name of the library. These are four library, except the Python, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Cbon. Uh, till Sunday. All right. What you get from my side after the class? Class number one, source code on LMS. What is LMS? Given by you got the credentials, means login, user ID, password from the what we say from management. You can log in and get everything in the form of PDF. All right. Then you got a recording on YouTube. All right. The third thing, PPTs if there, assignments is if there. Okay, these thing you got from my side. Okay, okay. For this Python or to cover DS means data science, ML, analytics course. We have in Python. We have software. Okay, so minimum requirement to cover all these things. You have the RAM, at least 4 GB. RAM play important role. Okay, and OS operating system. My recommendation is Ubuntu. That is on Linux. Okay, if you see my system over here, so you find that this kind of presentation is very smooth presentation because Windows have many active services, so they're lagging the system, and sometimes we get update and update in Microsoft Windows. RAM HDD minimum 500 GB. All these things we have, and the main important processor i5 or i7. Okay, so what software we have? Software we have Anaconda, comma Jupyter Notebook. Okay, and then Google Colab. Okay, you can these two software work on your system means offline, but this Google Colab work on as this online software. All right. So how you download the Anaconda? I will share this notepad file to you using NMS Anaconda. So go to Google Anaconda Navigator download for Windows and not for Windows. Anaconda Navigator download. So this will automatically identify your operating system, and accordingly they give you the link over here. Okay, so copy this one, and you find download section over here. So when you go to download, it will identify automatically what you have, what kind of you have operating system. Accordingly that will give the installation file. Okay, so I put this thing URL over here. Okay, so Jupyter Notebook this is Anaconda Navigator. I mean, full name is Navigator. It contains thousands of packages, and approximately 50 softwares, and one of software in Anaconda Navigator is Jupyter Notebook. Okay, second thing is Google Colab. What is that? This is open source, means free of cost, individual cloud based software, free cloud based online software given by Google to develop the machine learning deep learning model. It's completely free. They give you RAM, hard disk like that. Okay, so you can have need not to mention the high configure system. If you don't have i5 i7, don't worry, even you have i3, so it will work on a Google Colab. Okay, so what is Google Colab? Please wait, I'm giving you a response. You have to open this kind of research.google.com, this link, and you can just ping this software from over here. mm, Research.google.com. Okay, make bookmark of this one. It's online software we will see today. So these are some basic things we do over here. Yes, any by some participant. Any query having participant?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
Harika.
yes,
I
yes.
wanted to know if Google Colab is an alternative for Anaconda.
It's alternative. Yes, it's alternative of what you have installed in your laptop. It's Anaconda alternative.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I will always suggest to do Google Colab if you don't have any kind of this configuration. So, what a processor you have in your laptop? Yes, Miss Harika, what processor you have in laptop? i5,
Uh,
i7.
I think i5.
Okay, that's better. Okay, because sometimes we have big data set, so we need Google Cloud. Otherwise, everything is done on i5. Okay, so now let's start the thing. If you how many of you newcomers have the Anaconda? How many of you newcomers have the Anaconda? Only one. Okay, rest the thing. Okay, so what you do? You guys can go this link or type this thing from the Google Anaconda Navigator download. You can install that one. This will consume at least 15 to 20 minutes to install all the things. Okay, then you have to open the Jupyter notebook. Inside you find the Jupyter notebook. Okay, so I am opening the Jupyter notebook and teach you how to create folder, how to create file. Okay, but my approach is some little bit different. My approach, since it's a terminal based operating system. Okay, so what we do over here, I will teach you first how to handle a Jupyter notebook, and those person who don't have the Jupyter notebook right now, they can work on the collab with me. All right. So first thing, Jupyter notebook. When you open this one, you get this kind of user interface. Okay. So this will map with the user C drive, C user, and then your laptop name, and then all the folders over there. It will be look over here. So what we do with this? You have to make a new folder by clicking new, then folder. When you create a new folder, it will give untitled. Okay, and when you see which one is new, so untitled folder, and then see the time second ago. So check mark this one, rename Python classes. Okay, once you rename this thing, so you got somewhere ABCD, so Python classes over there. Okay, same way, once you create a folder, you again go to new and see the Jupyter notebook file. Okay, let's see what about the Jupyter notebook. This is a browser based user interface to run cell by cell code, because Python is an interpret language. It do not require any interpretation, any kind of complete code, any kind of main function to run the cell. All right, so what we do very first, we have to put the file name. So file name is my introduction. So it will change it look like a Google doc file. If you see Google doc, so, and these are the things. Say plus, first adding the cell we have plus, cutting the cell we have scissors, copying the cell, copy paste, control C, control V, reflect this thing, up and down, run the cell. Okay, you can you can use the cell in different format. Code means you have to execute the programming code. Markdown, you have to make the heading. Raw NV convert, means you want that cell is not read by the Python compiler, and then heading. All these things you can do this easily, very. Okay, so those don't who don't have any kind of Jupyter notebook can proceed with me Colab. How Colab? Just type this. Just take this URL. Take this URL. Control C. Control V. Control A. Control V. And enter. So this will create a Colab file on your Google Drive. Okay. So here you can see the new notebook. Just like we have Jupyter notebooks, similarly we have Google Colab notebook. So everything is same. The previous Jupyter that is offline and this is online. So first exchange this one, change this name, intro, okay, and that same option over here. You can use the code. You want to write some text for comment for something like that, so you can use over here. You will see each by example as you proceed. All right, very good. Okay, so what next we do? I'm opening my sheets. Okay, so I will provide the notes to you because once you read the thing, theoretical thing inside the notes, you need not any what we say any kind of blog or website. All right. So let's say what is Python. Very first. All right. So I'm explaining everything over here. What represent over here to introduce the introduction. Okay. So first of all, what is Python? Let's see this thing. Python is a general purpose dynamic high level and interpreted programming language. Okay, so means very thing are there. General purpose means you can have, develop any kind of thing because in real world many kind of problem is there. So every problem is specify with a specific domain. All right, then we have numerous kind of library. So once we have numerous kind of library, we have that kind of packages. For image processing, we have different packages. For astrology, we have different packages. So we can say it's a general purpose. Dynamic means you can change the thing in a runtime. For that, we have dynamic, and dynamic in the sense each day new updation is coming in each library. Even Python is updating on each 6 months. Okay. Eh, Second word, interpreted. Interpreted means it's a free from compilation. What does it mean? Means you need not write an entire code, save this thing, and compile the thing. Step means pre-compile thing. Okay, so it support it support object-oriented programming approach to develop the application. Okay, it also useful for object-oriented just like Java, C Sharp, C++. It have also object-oriented programming approach just like class, method, object, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. These concept it followed by the Python. It is simply too easy learn and easy to learn and provide a lot of high level data structure. So Python is easy to learn yet powerful and versatile scripting language which make it attractive for application development. Who make it the powerful? It's library. It's a library which are very much useful to develop any application. Make it's a powerful. All right, and since it's a compiled language, or we can say it's an interpret language, so that's why it is known as scripting language. All right, Python syntax is dynamic typing with the interpret nature, make it ideal language for scripting and rapid application development. Means to say for this one, everything what all programming languages have, these have the same thing, but the good number of thing Python have the mostly thing inside a package. Means alone Python do not do anything. Alone Python do not do anything. It shows dependency on many packages. As we proceed, in the section of machine learning, the section of artificial intelligence, and the section of data analytics, we see different kind of packages. Even just like if you heard about the Microsoft Excel that have many statics function, so same type of statics library we have inside also Python. Okay, every statics concept like that, I mean, mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, covariance. So all these concepts will be explained in different kind of library. So what thing I am missing over here? Yes, what thing I am missing over here? I hope who is inventor of Python? Yes. So my team, anyone, any person from old batch or new batch can tell me this answer. Any person from new batch or old batch, give me this answer. Who is the inventor of Python without opening a Google? Ish.
Guido van Rossum.
Uh, Thank you. Mr. Gordo von Rossum. When he developed the Python,
1991?
are you looking from Google?
No, no, no. Just I'm thinking random year I'd say.
Anyone? Anyone?
1980.
No,
Uh,
not 1980. It's confirmed not 1980. Anyone more?
Maybe 1995?
so 1989,
1979.
89,
Not 79. Not
1989.
any more person?
1998?
I hope anyone not going to Google.
No, no.
So I give you this thing assignment. Go to Wikipedia. See, different sources are there. Go to Wikipedia and check this thing. Okay, and tell me on tomorrow, because you find many invented data over here when Python is developed in the laboratory and when it is accepted by the worldwide. So many dates are there. So at least give me 3 dates. Its significance. Dates means year. Okay, so the many dates means not first date, because Guado von Rossum invented this thing and then later on they are accepted worldwide, and they are now. One more question: who hired the Guado von Rossum right now? I mean, the Guado von Rossum is some part of some company right now, some reputed company. What is the name of that company? Like, okay, because the copyright issue. All right, yeah. So this is some introductory thing. Now move to the variable. What is the variable is there? We think we explain in my collab notebook. Okay. So first thing, before start first thing, so I write one thing over here in a blank sheet, and I hope that yes. So this is very good statement, and I hope someone explain me. Is Mr. Ashwarya? Mr. Ashwarya is there? Ashwarya is there?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain what concept I wrote over here? I what statement I wrote right over here?
The works as a calculator.
Yes. What does it mean? Because every start anything you start in Python, so we have to explain. We have to understand this concept.
So here we give input and as per the whatever input we give, it gives us the output.
Not perfect according to me. Okay, so anyone, Harshal, Har Harshal. Any concept from your side?
So, I'm not having any idea.
Mm,
Hello.
Akila, any concept from your side?
It can perform the numerical calculations, sir.
No, every lab programming language perform the numerical calculation. Yes, Biju Thomas, Mr. Biju Thomas, please explain this thing.
Is it calculated line by line? Yeah. So it's like a calculator executor.
Every programming language use the line by line.
You know, it consists of many libraries, so we don't need to write much code. We have to import the code and we have to use it as a by importing that. Maybe in that way we call it as a calculator.
Not yet, not perfect. I mean, 50% perfect, 15% not perfect. Okay, Mr. Sandeep Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, what does it mean? Python work as a calculator. I'm opening my calculator. Okay. So.
Yes, sir. It can do like
Okay. So what it means?
multiplication, division.
In every programming language, we can do multiplication, division. Now. I mean, this line is very significant. I will explain you programmatically. What I show you as a programmatically, no other programming language has that kind of capability. Yes, Miss Sabha.
It's run in cell.
Yes, please repeat.
Because it's run in cell, we click on shift and enter.
No, that is a way of running. That is not Python beauty. So this is a Python beauty. Okay. So I'm telling you, please wait. For creating any program, you need not to put data in variable. The first thing, you need not to put data in variable. If you type just 3 and 4 and run the cell, you got the output. Just same thing we do in calculator. 3 plus 4 and run. So can you tell me any other programming language which can do this thing without creating a main, without using a header file? You guys know C, C++, Java,
R.
C Sharp.
R.
In R, at least, so you print anything in R? What thing is required? R, see,
Can you please repeat?
R development is later on the Python. First, the Python is developed. Okay. So
Okay.
even they can do the thing on command prompt, but just I compare the Python popularity before the language developed before the Python. So that's in the sense I am working Python work as a calculator. R do the same thing on the command prompt. Only R is there, nothing else. Okay. So you can perform without allocating these things in variable. Or not this one. This is a multiplication. And if you want to make the power of this one, so you put double asterisk stand for power. It's running. Oops, I think it's out of range. Not yet. Okay, so let's see 100 power 100. Double asterisk operator uses the power. I hope it's stopped.
No, sir. You have to interrupt.
Kernel is stopped. Kernel is not working. 5 raised
No,
to the power
sir.
2. 5 raised to the power 2. I hope it's stopped somewhere. Okay, let me start the kernel. Restart and all. At least it should give in some data over there. Yes, see the thing. 100 raised to the power 100, this long number is there. Without putting any math library, without putting anything over here. Okay, that's the beauty of this thing. This Python. That's why I put the Python work as a calculator. You need not to maintain any main function. You need not to put data in a variable. You need not to put any print function over there. So in one line of code, you can print the Python. Okay. So the first thing I explain you the Python work as a calculator. Now the come on the Python variable. Okay, what are the Python variables? Anyone have idea about the variables? See, variable is a common concept. Yes, Mr. Devashish Pani. Yes, please. What are the variables? Yes. Any definition from your side? Otherwise, I get with the other one. No problem.
Variable is a name given to a memory location.
Very good. Variable are the data container basically, which is used to record data in memory location. Okay, using variable you can allocate data and update data on same memory location. Because variable means you are change the vary the value. You can vary the value. So means on a specific location you can change the data also. Okay, so variable is the name which is used to refer the memory location. Variable is also known as the identifier and used to hold the value. Identifier means you are identifying the values. So how you identify? Okay, so that the thing we have variable the name is also identifier. And Python we don't need to specify the type of the variable. This is another kind of feature in Python. There is a no data type. Type means data type. Okay, I just type the correct word so that you guys type. All right. So data type means Python will intelligent enough, smart enough, so it will get the type of data. Okay, so you don't write int, char, float, string like that. It will automatically judge because the Python is type info language and is smart enough to get the variable type. So variable names can be grouped of the both letter and digit. Next thing, if you want to put your variable name, don't put your name, don't put xyz, put the variable name what it doing. Okay, so but they have the begin with the letter or underscore. So one restriction we have, if we have variable name with letter and digits, but it can be start either letter or underscore. It is recommended to use a lowercase letter for variable name. Okay, so Python also case sensitive. It is differing the lowercase and uppercase, so means it's a case sensitive. So see the Rahul and Rahul. So these are two different things. R capital and R small, but these are different. So let's see the thing. If I want to start my name, add the name. Okay, and then if you want to write directly without a print function, so it will give you data. And if you use a print function to print data, so it will also give the data. So can anyone tell me? I mean, I repeat this question some 10 or 12 days ago. Can anyone tell me? Yes, Mr. Aishwarya. What is difference between printing the data using a print function and without print function? Yes, Mr. Aishwarya. Can I have answer from your side? Artuja, Rituja.
Hi. Yes,
Hi.
sir.
So you get my question. What is the difference between print the data using without print function and using the print function?
Yeah. Without print, it returns that string, whole string, and only print function returns a name without that code.
So what you get conclude from this one?
A print function returns an output that we want to show.
And without print function will also send the output.
Yeah.
So it depicts the data type of the variable.
Definitely, because print function hide the data type of the print of data. Print function hide the data type of data because you're showing over here single quotes means any string value here. Okay, so if you see over here that single quotes is eliminated. So if you want to check the data type, so we use the type function. Okay, so I use a type of name. So it says that name, the variable name. So variable means name. Contain the type is str, means string. Similarly, if I put age, okay. So what kind of data type? Again, we check over here. So I put type equal age. It says integer. Again, one more kind of thing. I take salary. Some float value. So what type it return? Float. So you're seeing over here this three major data type: string, integer, float. You can see it is judging smart enough. Nothing we have to mention, just like int age, string name, or float salary. It is automatically capturing data using this one. Okay. Second thing, how to do some program. I mean, how to do something over here. So just I put the write a program to calculate the area of rectangle. So what we do, we take the length, let's suppose it's 7, width equal to, let's suppose it's 8, the area equal to length into width. Okay, now print. Now we have two things. We have to put some message, fixed message, and then we have to put the outcome, that is area. So what I use for that one, print, sorry, the area of is, then put the comma, then variable name. Check this one. So 8 times 7, 56. So this is the easiest way where we check the program, where we do the program, assigning this one and putting over here. All right. So if you want to do with me, so open the Colab, type the program, just like I open the Colab. You can type the same program over here and run the cell. It initially it will load little bit slow, but later on it will work fine. All right. So this is the way you can run the thing on Colab Notebook. All right, very easy. It will automatically save in your Google Drive account, on which account you will log in. So it will explain, it will log in that one. All right. Now, this is a way how we do initialize the thing statically. Statically means before run the cell. Okay. Similarly, if I have the first name, then the second name, okay. So I want to print the first name, full name. Okay. So I put the full name, or I put hello. What name of person is there? Hello, first name, comma, second name. See the difference. I want to show some little bit difference over here. See, one thing you confirm that all these data is a string type. Okay. So what I do, I just put the fixed thing, hello. Hello will be printed with each name, first and second. So what happening over here? Equal to is the meaning. All right. So I got the hello, then this thing over here. Okay. Second thing, these are the string type of things, so we can append these thing over here. For example, if you do put plus, if you do put plus, so what happened? See the difference. It is append of value. It is appending the value with a fixed message. So they are not putting the space, but here it is putting the space. So what do we do to put the space? I
Sir,
have
what
to.
do you mean by appending?
Yes, please.
Sir, this is Akira.
Mhm.
But what do you mean by appending?
Appending means merge. Append means merge, concatenate. Append means at the end of first thing you put the second thing. So after
Okay.
first name it is putting the second name. But what happened? The space is not there, so I put some space and then append the thing. But this is only for the string data, not for integer data. What if not here, here, append or plus only work for string data, not for integer data. For example, I put over here same program, and instead of putting the comma, I put the area. Okay, what it says, cannot convert integer object to str implicitly, means append, for append it is required all the things are string. For append it is required all the things are string. Here all the things we have string, because a string is always in single quote. In Python you can initialize string single quotes as well as double quotes. So we do learn this thing in a string chapter. All right, now if we do this thing, append only works for string data, not for integer data. For integer data, this will give you error. All right, so I'm not removing error, but how to overcome this problem? If you have integer value and you have to append this thing, use the string function, str function. So what this do? This will convert the data what you given over here into a string, and then you can print easily. Similarly, how to take input from user? How many of doing with me?
The STR area.
Yes, please.
Sir, please repeat the program.
Devashish, your voice is not clear.
Sir, please repeat the previous program.
Okay, this one. What I do,
Yes,
see
sir.
what happening over here is append is not working with the integer value. How we come to know it's integer value? Because it containing the integer production, integer multiplication. So this is an integer value over here. So append is not working over here. So I have to change area as a string. Area as a string. So I use the str function. What you pass inside a string function, this will convert the thing into a string. Note what you pass string function, this will convert into a string. Okay, for example, let's suppose x equal to 78. I need data. So if I put the type of x, this will give me integer. But what if I put type of str of x? See, it's str. Data is same, the type is different. Okay, better if you store this one. Let's suppose y equal to str of x. So now y contain the same value but different data type. So if you print the y, so this will give you 78 in single quotes. If you print the x, so this will give you 78 without single quotes. So type is different, data is same. So basically append function is work for only string data. All right. So this is where we can how initialize the thing, not taking the input from user. We can take input from user using input function. Okay, so let's suppose I put the enter the name, input, and what message you want to display at runtime. I put enter your name, then age, again enter your age, put some colon to decorate the thing, put some colon over here, and then put the print message. So this will do everything on runtime. Okay, what user enter, it will print the thing. Hello, then comma, name, then again you are now, then age, then old, exclamation mark. All right, it shows the problem over here, comma is missing, it's this side. Look, have a look. So when you run the correct program, so it will give you the prompt. Prompt will have the same message what you have over here, what you put over here. In this way it will have this kind of thing. So when you first put the entry, my name is Rajesh, and press enter, so it will give you second prompt, my age is 56, and then enter, this will give you the message. Same thing if you want to do on the Colab. Manoj, then age 45, done. So how many of you doing with me? Raise your hand. Okay. Anyone from new batch? I mean, newcomers not implementing with me? Yes, thank you, Biju sir. Anyone more? Okay, that's good. That's good. Again, I have good team. All right. So one more concept for this day. One more I have request to you, that some of participant had their short name just like HKKK. So from tomorrow onwards, put your full name with Mr. or Mrs. because some name in South Indian and North Indian are confusing name. Just like, so I want the clear solution, just like a Mr. Mrs. and then full name. All right. I'm not who is HK or who is KK, so that because we have question good interactive sessions, so for that I require the name. So please do this thing from tomorrow onwards. Okay, how to take integer input. Okay, one more thing here, what age over here, it's an integer type or a string type? Yes, Khushbu Shukla. Khushbu, can you explain me? I take age over here, so what is string or integer?
String type.
How you confirm this thing? Actually, I asked the question.
By default, takes
please wait. I asked this
string
question
type.
to Khushbu. I asked this question to Khushbu, so Khushbu must answer this question.
Yes, sir.
So Shesha told me that
Sir, it is
a string type. How? And how we know? I'm not putting the append thing over here. I just put the comma. So how we know that this is string type? Is there any rule? Yes. Where's Khushbu? Khushbu, any answer from your side?
Yes, sir.
Is there any rule for that everything what you get the input a string type?
Don't know, sir.
In object-oriented programming, it's a rule that all the input you're taking from the user are the string type. All the input you're taking from the user are the string type. So if we take the age, say string. Okay. So what problem we facing over here? Because string type does not do anything. What I do, I just put age into 3. So if I put age into 3, so again, Mr. Ashore, what output I have? Ashore is there? Today Ashore is not responding. Yes, Sheetal. Yes, my Sheetal. Sheetal, what output I have if I put age into 3?
Sir, it will get multiplied into the age. I mean, whatever age you're entering.
So if I run the cell, the name equal to A and age equal to 6. So what answer? I mean, what print statement print? Give me the full.
18.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what exactly happened over here. It is not 18. It is a string that is repeated 3 times. That is a problem with the string.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
That only happen in Python. Okay? So what we do for this one? So if you want to change again, see, either you convert the thing into integer, take the int function and convert the thing.
Sir, I have another doubt. I mean, can we just write like int of input of enter your age? I think that
Definitely.
also works.
I will explain shortly. I will explain shortly.
Yeah, sir. Okay.
So this thing, I run the B, then age is 5. Okay, two approaches there. One is you can change the data type on the runtime, or you can change the data type when you're taking the input. Okay, so what I do in that case, again I take over here and I encapsulate input function inside the end. Two approach. Either you convert this thing on the runtime. Okay, so I remove this one, A B C D, and age it 8. Now perfectly two approaches there. So what suit to you according to your logics, you can opt that thing. All right. The same sequence we have identify. Identify means naming to the variable. So this thing I told you on tomorrow. Okay. So I give you time today for newcomers to install the Anaconda Navigator, install the Jupyter Notebook, and do all these things. Okay. And one more thing, that if you have any query, so these are
Where
the.
we can use the Jupyter Notebook?
Please repeat.
So where we got the Jupyter Notebook?
In Anaconda Navigator. In Anaconda Navigator, you got a Jupyter Notebook. I put this thing over here. Got the Anaconda Navigator. You got a Jupyter Notebook. Okay, and there is separate software that is Google Colab. Okay, so you will got what we say this file. Okay, first thing I put the email ID. Very beginning. Daily base, you have to send your PDF. What you do, you have to send me on this file. Okay, so what thing is remaining? There is identifier, then some allocation, declaration, multiple assignment. This thing we do on tomorrow, some rapidly. Okay, so I expect from all one who attend the class from tomorrow onwards have the Jupyter Notebook, Anaconda Navigator, or Google Colab. Three option is there. I mean, two option is there: Colab just open the URL. This will automatically save in your what we say in your Google Drive. If you have some issue, so save copy in Drive. This will save in this thing over there. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoy the session today. Now, any query that is mostly
Sir, this is
yes, science.
Sir,
Kasi.
sir, may I know what are the leftover topics in machine learning, sir? Like after SPM.
See, you please cross check the thing what is left over there. Okay, lots of
Yes.
topics. Okay.
Yes.
So you are in the beginning of session or you join the session in between?
Yes, sir. I joined from the beginning.
So you know what the thing is going on from starting. So check this thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any query based on the today's session?
Sir, I have a doubt about my processor. Actually, I'm using AMD Ryzen 5.
Okay.
So can I install this one in Jupyter or should I use Google Colab?
First you try the Anaconda Navigator. I mean, there is no problem to install that one on that processor because that is gaming processor, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So no issue to install that thing.
Okay.
And I think system from the Acer system. Who is a company? Which is company?
HP, sir.
Okay. So try this Anaconda Navigator. You got this notepad over here in
Yes,
the
sir.
LMS, and these two file, or better I put this entire thing over here. Okay. Because that is better. No need to put the separate. And I convert this thing raw notebook convert. Okay, now perfect. This PDF file you get and you can see everything.
Okay.
Any more questions? So that otherwise we can bind up the session.
Sir?
Yes, please. Yes, Umang sir.
Sir, Umang from the old batch, sir.
Yeah,
As
you
we
got the...
spoke earlier, we spoke with the management sir just now.
Yes.
And they said that they'll organize classes on Saturdays and Sundays to cover the rest of the topics.
Still, I don't get any command. Okay, because for me Python I got the 7 days because Python is not small. So
Right,
if they give me command, so I do follow. This is my assurance to you. All right.
Okay, so if you get anything to confirm about this from the management, can you let us know in between the class? I mean, in this week.
Let me talk the management. Okay. Please keep touch with your counselor, and please mail me also. Okay, to remind this thing. Okay. So
Yes,
as
sir.
I get any command, I will inform you definitely because not you. Lots of people are there. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Yes.
Any more question from this one? Yes, Biju Thomas.
Just want to confirm two things. The timing, is it a 7:30 Indian time or 8 o'clock?
7:30 IST, 7:30 IST. Means 7:30 PM IST.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So that's going to be same for every day, is it?
Definitely. It's the same from Monday to Sunday.
Okay. And the second question is, Anaconda, I'm using the Windows machine. Is that okay? Is it the same? I can do it in the Windows, installing that.
Definitely you can use, but Windows system is a little bit slow, lagging very much because there are many services running behind the system. So if you have Windows system, no problem. There is an Anaconda Navigator made for the Windows, Linux, Mac, three things. If you don't go to this link, link is given to the notes. Go through there, you can find Windows, Mac, and little bit Linux.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Good night. And I hope you will submit all the homeworks by tomorrow on my mail ID given over here. And you find this PDF where on LMS. You have to log in the LMS, take your credential from your counselor, and then log in that one. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.